Okay, so I want to show you how to use the conditional aggregation function. You're probably familiar with functions like count, average, and sum. Those aggregate over an entire like sum of the extended price. See in your little status bar, it'll give you so it's including everything. But sometimes you just want to include rows based on certain conditions. And so if you just have one condition, you'd use the if variety of these aggregation functions, count if, average if, sum if. If you have more than one, two or more, then you want to use the ifs with S variety. I'm going to show you how to use the ifs of count using this table up here. We're going to aggregate the number of orders based on these conditions. This are blue, pants that are red, pants that are tan, so on and so forth. So count is the simpler of the aggregation functions because it's counting rows. So it's really just going to iterate over the rows, and we don't have to supply it an additional column or range to actually perform the aggregation over, like to take the average of that range for the rows that meet that condition. So let's just show you how to use count first. So I'll show you how to kind of hard code it. So count ifs, you're going to see pairs of arguments, inputs that come. The first one's always going to be their criteria range. We'll start with shoes. So we're going to say, here's all the values of products. And of those, we only want where products equals shoes. So the second one is the criteria. So there's a criteria range. That's over what range do you want me to check? And then there's a criteria. What's the value you're looking for? So now I'm going to give it the second criteria, and it comes in pairs. The first is the range. Here's the range where you're going to find the colors. Then if I hit comma again, I'm going to say I'm only interested where color equals. I hit enter, you'll see that there's 0. And if you flip through here, you'll see that there are no blue shoes. Now, if we use cell referencing, we can set this up so that we could easily copy it throughout this table. Let me show you how to do that. I'm going to say count ifs, so same. We're going to give it the range product values. Then because we're going to be copying it over and down, we want this range to always be the same. We don't want it to shift. So I'm going to hit F4, works on Windows, and it's going to lock it down. And I'm going to hit comma. Then I'm going to say, I want you to look for this value right there. I'm going to give it this. And when I copy this to the right, I always want to come back to the G column. I'm going to lock down G. I hit F4 to toggle through the options for cell referencing. And then I'm going to give it this second one, and I'm just going to hit my up arrow. It's hard to see, but you'll see it's highlighted that up above blue. But I don't want that right now. I need to give it the criteria range. Here's all my possible colors, values. I'm going to hit F4 to lock it down, hit comma, and now I need to give it the criteria. I'm going to hit up arrow, and it's highlighting that blue right there. But as I copy this down, I want it to continue to come back to row number 2. So I hit F4 twice and toggle where the dollar signs. Now that I've got cell referencing set up, it'll behave properly when I go to copy it. So I'm going to Control C. In this case, I'm just going to paste the formula. So if I hit Control Alt V, I'm going to paste the formulas to actually copy it. Try that again. Paste the formulas. Now you'll see that it's actually extended that all these conditions. And just to check it, like let's say pants and tan, if I double click on it or hit F2 when I click on that cell, I can see the formula and it highlights the green is checking for tan. The red area is checking for pants, and you can see the blue is the product range. Purple is the color range. So now if we went and did average, we could do the same thing. So I'm going to go average ifs. But the one difference between count and average, and the same thing applies to sum, is I'm going to be presented with an average range first before I start getting my criteria pair argument. And that's just the range that I want to average over. Since I'm asking for average quantity ordered, I'm going to give it this range. I'm going to hit F4, lock it down. I want it to always average over that range. And then I start giving it conditions. So the first one's criteria, going to be the same as with count. Lock it down. Want products to be equal to shoes. I always want to come back to column G as I copy across. And I hit comma, and it presents me with another pair of criteria inputs. Criteria range is color. Hit F4 to lock it down. And then I'm going to hit comma, and I want, again, to select blue up here. But this time as I copy it down, the next row, I want it to come back to the same row, which is 7. So I'll go through and make sure my dollar signs. Once again, oh, you see I got to divide by 0. That's probably because there are no blue shoes. And that's okay. We could come back and fix that. So I'm going to copy that and paste special and just paste in formulas. So everywhere you get a divide by 0, if you think about how you take the average, if there are no, you're going to divide it by the count. And there are no blue shoes, there are no red pants, tan shoes, or white pants. We're going to get divide by 0. So you could go replace those, or you could wrap it with an if statement and see if there's an error, and then just stick 0 in there. I'm not going to worry about that here. Sum is going to be the same. So again, more practice. Sum ifs. It's asking what range do you want to sum across or total across. I want the revenue. So I'm going to take the extended price, lock it down, in products, lock it down, use. Want to come back to column M as I copy across. Color, my range, lock it down. And then I want blue. And I want to make sure that I come back to row down. Now, copy that, and I'll just E again. You can double check. So, tan pants, hands highlighted, pants is highlighted. My product range and my color range are appropriate, and my sum range. So, I'm sum across these. So, let's just recap. What it's doing here is it's saying let's visit this row right here. Is product equal to pants? No, it's not. Is product equal to pants? Yes, it is. Is color equal to tan? No, it's not. Pants, tan, yes. So it's going to take and include the $174 in the sum. So we're at $174. So shoes, no, pants, tan. Now it's going to add in $130.05. So that brings us up to what, like $304.50. Keep going down. We see pants and tan. It adds these last two in there. That gives us a total of $600.50. So that's how the ifs functions work. Now, again, if you just want one condition, the if functions will do the trick. But you could also use the ifs and just give it one condition. Flexible. Hopefully that's helpful.